It seems like yesterday we were treating $500+ TN panel displays as if they were a golden gift from the PC gods just because they were 4K. I mean, they had solid response times with single tile displays, with some even delivering 8-bit panels, decent viewing angles, and acceptable color reproduction considering they were TN panels, and you know what? I guess they were a gift because at that time, 4K monitors with sharp IGZO panels were going for multiple thousands of dollars. But the story is different today, and the VP2780 4K is a perfect showcase piece for everything that's great about the onward march of modern technology. It's built better and performs better than what you could buy a short year ago without costing, relative to what you're getting for your money, that much more. And on the subject of not costing that much more, it's time to drop a solid hint about the next episode of Scrapyard Wars. It's coming sometime in the next month, and our guest competitor will be Austin Evans. And I guess that's pretty much all the hints, but drop a like and let us know if you're stoked to see it. The Logitech G303 features a lightweight design, an advanced optical sensor with Delta Zero technology for precise tracking, and RGB lighting to match your setup. Click now to learn more or check out the link in the video description. The betterness of this monitor begins with the panel specs. It's 27 inches, which is still the right size for me for a 16:9 monitor, about the same vertical height as a 34-inch ultra-wide. It features a WLED backlit 8-bit AH-IPS panel with advanced frame rate control to achieve virtual 10-bit performance, something that you are almost guaranteed to not be utilizing thanks to poor hardware and application support, but might make you feel good about your desk-mounted EP extension. The backlight uses DC brightness control and is therefore flicker-free, something which manufacturers are keen on pointing out is less fatiguing on the eyes. Viewing angles are outstanding, with just a little bit of contrast shift vertically, but nothing noticeable from reasonable viewing angles. The backlight didn't exhibit excessive bleed, and the anti-glare coating on the screen is pleasingly light, and it doesn't make everything behind it hazy, but does significantly reduce reflections. And I also said it's built better. What did I mean by that? Great question. The industrial design is nothing special and screams, "I belong in an office!" But that's not necessarily a bad thing in my book. There's something to be said for practical design. The VP2780 4K features a standard VESA mount. Thumbs up there if you want to put it on a third-party mount, but this might not be a big deal because it also features a wide, solidly built base with most of the ergonomic adjustments that anyone would want, including height adjust, tilt, swivel, and even pivot for the portrait mode fans out there. Since we've got it on its side, let's have a look at the I/O. There's a 2-port USB 3 5 gigabit per second hub, then, wow, that's a lot of HDMI ports, wow. But there's actually more to them than meets the eye. One of them is HDMI 2.0, and we verified that it was no problem to run Ultra HD resolution at 60 Hz over HDMI. Is nice, very nice. And two of the other ones are MHL 2.0, which means that you could hook up your MHL compatible phone to them if you wanted to do that for some reason. DisplayPort 1.2 and Mini DisplayPort 1.2 are also included, which means pretty much any modern desktop or laptop can be plugged in and easily switched between or set up in picture-in-picture or picture-by-picture viewing mode with up to 4 simultaneous inputs possible in the 4 corners of the monitor. But that's a pretty fringe use case scenario. And unfortunately, you'll have to contend with the on-screen menu to set it up. If everything about this monitor was amazing, and actually it's like pretty darn good, I really like it, I still wouldn't be able to say the on-screen menu was anything but wretched. They're poorly labeled. 2 is confirm and 1 is back for some inexplicable reason. 10 points from Gryffindor. It uses touch-sensitive buttons with no tactile feel whatsoever. 100 points from Gryffindor. And the tactile buttons only register about 65% of the time. 500 points from Gryffindor. Excuse me, Viewsonic. Did I say Gryffindor all those times? But like I said, everything else about it is pretty darn good. Out of the box, I mean, maybe it's just my luck, but even factory calibrated displays have always been a little off for me. The VP2780 was a little bit off. White point was about 7% off. She achieved about 96% of the claimed 100% sRGB color space, and brightness was cranked up pretty high. But to be clear, what you're looking at is not bad performance, and brightness can easily be adjusted without really affecting anything else. And after a run with the i1 Pro, I would consider this puppy a very capable and affordable monitor for prosumer and even professional photo and video work. By the way, thanks to Spectracal and X-Rite for hooking us up with the hardware and software that we used for those performance measurements. But let's change gears a little bit. It always amuses me when companies seem to just plain not be able to decide what segment of the market their product is for. And they'll have like this presentation deck that looks like this, and it's like, this monitor is great for, everything. And then there's usually like gaming randomly tacked onto the end of the list. Like, gamers have money, right? Well, it's good for them. But in this case, I actually kind of buy it. With an impressive total input lag of about 10 milliseconds, this 4K display will not be holding you back as long as you're not competing on the professional level, in which case you probably aren't using a 4K display anyway. And as much as I can rag on Viewsonic for advertising an out-of-the-box Delta E of less than 2, which is, obviously it didn't quite achieve, what I will say about the default native setup that it ships with is that it has a very pleasing look to the eye, and that for gaming use, I would actually have no desire to change it to a more accurate color profile. It pops just right without having that way over the top saturation and contrast thing that you'd find on any monitor on a shelf at Best Buy. Which leaves the final words. To attract the pure gamer crowd, I need to see support for an adaptive refresh rate technology of some sort, FreeSync or G-Sync. But the VP2780 4K sells itself admirably to the semi-pro content creator who games on the side with its great panel performance and solid build quality. Speaking of solid build quality, Ifixit's toolkits. You may know Ifixit from their teardowns and repair guides of a variety of electronic devices, but what you might not know is they actually have a ton of fantastic tools available, including the ProTech Toolkit. It's got 70 tools in there to assist you with any mod, malfunction, or misfortune. It includes the 54-bit driver kit, which I use all the time. It's got like pentalobe bits and security bits and tri-wing bits and triangle bits. I've never even seen a triangle bit, but if I did, my Ifixit kit would take care of it just fine. It's got an ESD safe bunch of like prying tools and tweezers and all kinds of great stuff for working on really little projects, an anti-static wrist strap, spudgers in both nylon and metal, all kinds of great stuff, and it's only $64.95 and backed by a lifetime warranty. And on top of that, if you guys use offer code LTT for the next limited period of time, you can save $10 on a purchase of $50 or more over at ifixit.com/Linus, which is linked in the video description. So head over there, get your ProTech Toolkit. They've got a bunch of other great stuff too, and save $10. Woo! So thanks for watching, guys. If you disliked this video, I think you know where that button is, but if you liked it, go ahead, hit that like button, get subscribed to our channel, and maybe even consider supporting us, whether it's buying a t-shirt, giving a monthly contribution through the forum, or changing your Amazon bookmark to one with our affiliate code. Instructions up there on how to do that, by the way. Now that you're done watching, you're probably wondering, well, gee, what should I watch now? Hey, maybe check out some of our PAX Prime 2015 content, which we've been working pretty hard on over the last little bit. It's all great. At least I think it's great. I haven't watched most of it because I've been was making some of it, and then it was the weekend, and but it's great.